All right, so we're live, I guess.
Hello, hello. I see people joining, so please put in the chat how you can hear us and see us. I hope everything is fine. I think my picture is sort of blurred or something. Those cameras, I'm sorry. I need to do this, try to focus camera on me. Hey, everyone is joining. So cool to see people. Looking forward to learn more about the trends in sales, right? So it's going to be really, really insightful. We hope so, because me and Vlad Vlad did a great job. Basically, he put together 8 amazing trends that everyone should follow. But anyway, before we start the webinar, let's do our regular warm-up exercise. And we're gonna ask you guys, please put in the chat, where are you from, right? That's it, right? And what is your role? That's probably 2 main questions that we ask everyone on our webinars every time.
Yeah, let's see who is about AI trends. Account executive,
Hey.
New York, Ohio, UK, new business.
Hi.
Account manager, okay, cool. SDR manager, awesome.
Yes,
SDR.
Connecticut, Morocco, wow. Portugal, New York City, Atlanta.
Egypt, awesome. Oh wow, Egypt. It's the first time I guess I can say this. Awesome.
Taiwan, wow. I mean, it's just every time, and I mean, probably I'm saying that every time, that I'm so excited to see people all over the world on our webinars, because this is probably the true power of, our online era and cloud products, right? So because it just connects people so much. Ukraine, head of sales, Mallorca, India. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for finding time and joining this webinar today. Vlad, do we want to?
Sure, let's get started. Let me start sharing the screen. Okay, sure. Here we go. Let me starting sharing.
I think it's play. No, it's play.
Oops, it's play. Yep.
Okay, it's okay. So before we jump in, we have amazing news today, because we are launching JSON AI SDR 2.0 on Product Hunt. For those of you who know about this recent replies update, and for those of you who don't, so basically we just relaunched JSON AI SDR and incorporated amazing features in this AI agent, like for instance AI live data, 1 billion, like over 1 billion live contacts that are collected for a specific cold outreach sequence by AI agent, then AI research for personalization and sort of really outstanding personalization options. AI SDR works with multi-channel sequences. It handles responses and books meetings on autopilot. So JSON is today on Product Hunt, and I would like to start this webinar by asking you to support us there. So basically navigate to Product Hunt, and from the list of today's launches, you can find basically.
Maybe you can share the link in the chat. Maybe to be easier.
That would be great, of course. Second, I'll do that right now, guys. Don't want to bother you with scrolling, of course. So just a direct link to JSON post there. So please support us there. Try the products and leave your comments. And what I need to say, Vlad, before we jump into the webinar, that only today you can try JSON AI SDR on a free trial. Not basically go through a sales demo, but just try it yourself, because we also provide 50 credits to kick off your outreach with AI agents. Go ahead, support us on Product Hunt, and try JSON AI. And now let's switch to the webinar finally. And B2B sales trends everyone should follow in 2025. Super excited about the topic. And today, Vlad, let's do this next slide. We have myself, Olivia Milton CMO at Reply, and Vlad Oleksiienko. Vlad, over to you.
Yep, the same here as always. Who like I joining our webinars? Who joins our webinars almost every week? My name is Vlad, and I'm growth person here at Reply with SDRs background, doing like cold outreach, outbound sales, prospecting, sales development for almost 10 years now, 9, I guess. So yeah, super happy to share. And by the way, my favorite topic when it comes to B2B sales is like collecting B2B sales tools. Like almost every year, I collect like hundreds of those sales tools. Then I analyze different trends. And then that's why I'm here today, like, because it's super cool to share our findings on those B2B sales trends. So that's a part of my like, it's basically a hobby of myself here as well. So just to collect those sales tools and see what's hot, what's not, what's changing in B2B sales. Olivia?
So what we're going to cover today, we're going to walk through the 8 B2B sales trends to follow, of course. Then we're going to run through AI-powered workflows for these trends and cover JSON AI SDR 2.0 demo new features. So basically, during this webinar, you will have an opportunity to see JSON in action, and we'll, as always, share useful bonus content. We will be sharing the recording for those of you. Polina just asked in the chat. Anyway, we will share the recording, templates, resources, links, and slides, so you don't need to do, screenshots during the webinar.
So before we jump to the slides, let us know in the chat, before we jump to the topic, let us know in the chat, what topics would you like us to cover next year? I'm asking why, because probably this is the last webinar of this year. So we will start preparing our next episodes for the next year. So let us know what you want us to cover early next year. Tactics, tools, strategies, approaches. So curious to know, what would you love to hear from us? Video selling. Okay, interesting. Yep, that's interesting.
What is your favorite topic, Vlad?
My favorite topic, it's I guess nowadays it's AI-powered outbound, like in cold outreach. So those are my favorite ones. Like how to like improve your cold outreach results. So those are my favorite ones. Multi-channel, I also love this one. Tools, tactics, strategies, cold emails. All right, let's see. How to beat Microsoft anti-spam. Oh wow, that's a tough one. Thanks.
Is that possible?
I guess no, but
we need a hope, at the end of the year.
Yeah, we can do our best. Airplane, HubSpot integration. By the way, every week we have like weekly like group demos of products. So feel free to go to like our page called reply.io/request demo. And then you can just jump on our weekly like group demos of Reply, and we can discuss HubSpot integration there, but great topics: selling presentation, improving open rates, cold email outreach, deliverability. Okay, so deliverability, cold outreach, video selling. Thanks for your input. We will take this into the consideration. Thanks. All right, so let's get started with those strategies. So for today's webinar, we prepared almost like 8 B2B sales trends that are happening like in this space right now. But in reality, there are way more things. And we just grouped them into like 8 categories, I would say. But there are way more things to consider. So number one, when it comes to B2B sales and especially Reply's use case, it's cold outreach, right? Outbound sales. It's still like super important B2B sales strategy for lots of tech companies, startups, agencies, marketing agencies, B2B companies, basically. So what's happening in outbound right now and what will be hot in 2025. So number one, it's like trigger-based prospecting. With like there are different ways of how you can implement this trigger-based or intent-based prospecting. And we were talking about this topic for almost a year now. And with tools like BuildWiz or B2B, Triggerify, UScan, you can build your unique trigger-based workflows and focus on like listening for those signals and then use those signals for your cold outreach and use it as a reason for outreach. Number two, it's outbound as a growth. So what it means here, so instead of hiring lots of SDRs, for example, especially when it comes to SMB sales, when you have smaller checks or smaller average contract value deals, maybe something like 5 to 10K deals, you can't afford having like an army of SDRs, a huge SDR department, because it's going to be an efficient way to do that. So what I can see now that lots of lean tech companies, they're focusing on outbound as a growth function, meaning they are hiring for growth outbound reps who can handle everything like APIs, no-code tools, prospecting, deliverability, and they can map also things into like a cold outreach strategy. And we can already see a bunch of companies like Gorgias, RAM, Pigment, Spendesk, they all focus on outbound as a growth. So we actually believe we at Reply also implement this strategy because we can't like afford having a huge SDR department. Why? Because of our SMB nature. Number three, it's warm outbound. So instead of focusing on like purely cold leads who never heard about your sales, you can focus on building your brand, your personal brand, your corporate brand, your company brand, and then use different tactics to focus on like warmer leads rather than like purely cold brand new prospects. So a bunch of tools here are B2B, the Tagma, Comsor, bunch of tactics here focus on targeting your network of your investors, network of your customers, your C-level employees, etc. Focus on prospects who are visiting your website or like who used your product in the past, but then now they change their company or their organization, but now they are a decision maker in this new organization. And probably they remember about you. No-code prospecting, this one is super cool and super important one. With tools like Databar, Clay, Persona, Baseloop, you can just like focus on like high volume, highly personalized cold outreach by like having these spreadsheet-like interfaces, and then you can just start building your lists, your personalization in those spreadsheets, and then import all these data points as variables for your sales engagement tool or cold outreach tool, and then that's how you can personalize outbound at scale. We can also see that cold calling is also super important nowadays, especially in mid-market enterprise sales, because with those tools like power dialers, AI power dialers, it's super easy to increase your connection rates, maybe something between 10 to 30% connection rate. And that's how you can be more effective as like a cold calling SDR. AI SDRs, AI agents, we will talk about this. Deliverability infrastructure, again, it will be super important for those teams, for the teams who rely on high volume, low touch cold outreach. Even nowadays with kind of semi-personalized outreach, it's also important to think about your deliverability and cold email infrastructure. And again, B2B data changes. We can see a bunch of new products with products like Ocean.io, Panda Match, Full and Reach. You can focus on targeting lookalike audiences. For example, you have a list of 100 customers, you upload the list of these customers to these platforms, and then they just suggest you a list of lookalike accounts. So there is a huge, like a bigger chance you can convert them into a customer because they all have something common. So those are changes in cold outreach. If you want to learn even more, there's a link for you. There are way more trends when it comes to cold outreach. I would also say that when it comes to outbound sales, relevance is getting more important than personalization. But again, relevance plus personalization is also like it's a perfect choice. And but again, Nowadays, it's more important to be relevant rather than personalized, meaning focus on those triggers. And as you can see, number 4, it's trigger-based prospecting. Also, I would say a new trend I can see in B2B in outbound sales is like programmatic evergreen outbound. So here's how it works. You can just build an evergreen sequence for a specific signal or use case, and then just automate the whole process. For example, one of tactics we have here at Reply, let's say every 3 months, we reach out to our like trial not converted prospects, or we reach out to prospects who liked a specific post on LinkedIn, like a specific topic, for example, AI or AI and sales. And then you can build workflows, automated workflows around those use cases, triggers, and that's a new trend I can see here. The last one is micro campaigns. Like what we're talking here about, like you should have bunch of campaigns, maybe 100 of cold outreach campaigns or sequences in your tools, your cadence, like sales engagement tools, and then you can like tweak your messaging, find like super tiny but super important things about every cohort or segment of your prospects, and then incorporate those things into your value proposition, your call to action, or something like that. For example, here's an example for us. We figured out that one of our competitors, ZoomInfo, they also have a product called ZoomInfo Engage. But we figured out that for every license, you can just connect one one email account for cold outreach. It's nothing these days. So we figured out, okay, so we can reach out to ZoomInfo customers and say, hey, here's a pain point. Probably you can connect just one inbox to your sales engagement platform. With Reply, that's not an issue at all, because you can connect unlimited number of inboxes. And then instead of pitching our generic value proposition for this segment, we have a micro campaign fully focused on this small targeted audience. So micro campaigns, in my opinion, is something we should consider in 2025, 2026, instead of having like one big sequence for everything, for all your use cases, for all your personas and your ideal customer profiles. So that's changes in cold outreach. And what we also do here at Reply, we also try to apply all these trends mentioned about. And as you can see here, it's our recent screenshot of our Reply account. And you see like micro campaigns with focus on deliverability, relevance, plus personalization, plus warm outbound, plus we use a bunch of no-code prospecting tools, plus evergreen outbound sequences and micro campaigns. And that's our results so far. And yeah, that's I think a future of outbound when it comes to 2025. It's just a small part of what is actually happening in cold outreach and outbound sales, specifically issues with deliverability and like personalization, AI variables. We will talk about that, but bunch of cool things. If you implement some of the things, I think you can crack cold outreach in 2025 again. And again, when it comes to bonus content here, I highly recommend you to check out our previous webinars on our YouTube channel with Persona and Clay. Plus, we covered like trigger-based outreach ideas. In this slide, I will share the list of 63 plus trigger-based outreach ideas. So then you can organize them into like micro campaigns, use those triggers as reason for outreach, plus your value proposition, and then use those webinars with Persona and Clay just for like, and just like to learn more how to implement those strategies in real life. So I don't want to spend time today on these like tactics, step-by-step tactics, but feel free to check out our YouTube plus those trigger-based outreach ideas. Olivia.
Thank you, Vlad. Yep, you want to add something?
Yeah, by the way, we forgot to mention, feel free to ask any question in the chat or in the Q&A section. So we will like have some breaks and we will answer all your questions.
Vlad, double check please that Q&A section is open for everyone here, because just to
Again, please.
Can you check that Q&A section is available in Zoom right now for everyone on the webinar?
Let me see.
Well, it should be better.
Yep, attendees can submit questions.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. So guys, please use the chat or Q&A section and put your questions there. So another trend we need to consider is multi-channel cold outreach. It's basically not something new, of course, that is happening in the landscape of cold outreach, but this is very important. Why? Because in 2024, with all those Google and Microsoft updates, email, specifically like one channel email outreach was hurt a lot. And we figured out that no one can rely on one channel only because of those, because the channel itself can be affected a lot by the policies of the vendor, right, or the provider. That being said, right now at Reply we see the trend that started to evolve, that users tend to add more and more channels to their sequences. For instance, LinkedIn, well, again, nothing new here, but LinkedIn becomes to play a more significant role by number of how many users and LinkedIn channel to their sequences, and cloud calls or cold calling. I think cold outreach, basically it started with cold calling, right? Then it was a huge wave of email channel popularity. And right now, with, again, those Google and Microsoft updates on their email policies, cold calling is becoming popular again. So we see our customers that started to implement calls in their sequences. Well, can you please go to the next slide? Yep. I think there was a previous, no worries. Yeah, so LinkedIn outreach, like here. Vlad, do you want to add something here?
It's just a screenshot of our own LinkedIn steps we recently implemented.
Just another proof that it works, and it should work for you guys as well. Please, next slide. But I think that the coolest part that we need to mention for multi-channel sequences is that, multi-channel sequences should be conditional. And that's the true essence of multi-channelness. Well, that's the words I would like to use right now. I mean that with conditional sequences, you can create really complex, complicated logic for specifically any workflow that you want to test or scale with cold outreach automation platforms like Reply. For instance, whether a prospect has or has no email address, then there will be like two branches, one for those who have email address and another branch for those who doesn't have any email address, and so on and so forth. Like we have triggers, we have actions, we have monitoring, it's not a step, but what can you help me here?
Waiting time.
I mean, like the system will check during specific time frame when to push the prospect to the next step. So basically, again, having multiple channels on one platform allows you to be much more flexible and not to miss those contacts that you cannot reach out via one channel, like for instance, email or LinkedIn.
So my favorite condition here is based on LinkedIn activity and engagement. For example, if prospect is connected with you on LinkedIn, you can just send them a message, a LinkedIn message. Otherwise, you want to proceed with email follow-ups. Why? Because you can't send a message on LinkedIn unless you're connected. or you can focus on emails in that case. So that's how you can save your emails for more strategic approach. Why? Because you have a limited number of emails per day and per month. So that's how you can be, you can like scale cold outreach relying on those conditions and like execute more activities because of those smart conditions, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you, Vlad. And for those of you guys who don't know about that, we have a multi-channel cold outreach course that was launched, I think at the end of summer, but it's like we launched this course with basically 6 experts, very known for a good reason on the market. So check it out. It's reply.io/multi-channel outreach course. Check it out. It's like full of really valuable advice on how to set it up, what to consider, how to like things you need to know about deliverability and how to set it up in the correct way. I mean, check it out. It's like really full of precious advice. Vlad, over to you back.
Yeah, and again, and in speaking of multi-channel sequences, again, as mentioned, what I've noticed on LinkedIn, especially in the like past maybe 3 months, that more and more SDR teams, they again focusing on cold calling. Why? Typically because of email deliverability, it's getting harder. You need to figure out how to scale your cold outreach. Right nowadays, you have to focus on email deliverability, best practices, guides, and with cold calling, it's still getting easier. From what I have heard and read on LinkedIn. So with bunch of new tools like Aurum, Nooks, Trello, Salesfinity, SureConnect, you can like upload a list of your accounts or contacts, and then those tools will do a bunch of things for you. They will like clean your phone number lists. They will verify those phone number. They will like focus on prioritizing your list based on X connection rate. And then that's how they typically advertise that they can increase your connection rate. So you don't have to call every prospect in your list one by one. So you can focus on those smarter, like AI-powered cold calling and powered dialers features. So that's trend number 3, what we've noticed so far. And yeah, we have seen that some SDR teams, they purely rely on cold calling. So that's an interesting fact. But again, in my opinion, it does work in North America. Not sure about Europe because it's a like completely different story. But in North America, I think it's still a like reliable channel for mid-market and enterprise sales, right? Number 4.
Warm Outbound. So basically, well, all of us know this specific diagram of the buyer's journey that starts with awareness, then comes interest, consideration stage, decision, and support. For a very long time, cold outreach was something that started from, let's say, nowhere. Keeping and the overall idea was to reach out to people basically who don't know anything about you. But warm outbound is something is something different because the overall idea here is to reach out to people who know something about you. Let's do the next slide. Or you want to add something here?
No.
Okay, cool. So what we're talking about? We're talking about, for instance, such things as inbound-led outbound. Example here, we have website traffic that lands on our webinar page or lead magnets, any of them. When we have email of the contact, we can start our actually warm outreach to this contact because we already have their email address. Outbound through lead magnets, outbound through free service. For instance, you have like a catalog, right? Or some generator available publicly. With warm outbounds, there is a huge opportunity for growing personal brands. I mean, when you have a significant followers, significant number of followers somewhere, let's say on LinkedIn or on your podcast, on your Substack, these are people who already know about you. And when you reach out to them, this message, this email, LinkedIn, it won't feel like something new for them, right? So they actually know about you, they follow you, and they want to listen to you, right? And social selling and rise of, again, B2B influencers and creators.
I would also add probably here that it's super like complex topic, but because typically it requires not just like direct selling skills, but like kind of marketing skills a little bit. So, for example, there is a stat, I'm not sure, I don't remember like as the source of this stat, but there is a stat saying that like almost 80% or something of account executives who have like more than 5,000 followers on LinkedIn typically tend to achieve their quota. Why? Because they're active on LinkedIn, they're connecting with their prospects. Sometimes maybe they share some kind of updates, they follow their prospects, they comment, like, so that's how they build like this trust, and that's how they can close more deals. But that's when it comes to salespeople. Yeah.
It's about being familiar to people, right? Who you want to sell, like not right now probably, but in some period of time. But that's, again, like we are sort of lead magnets, right? We need to build our personal brands to keep in touch, to stay on top of mind. And from there, a warm outbound can be started.
Yeah, sure. And then, yeah, agree. And then when it comes to outbound strategies, like cold outreach strategies, there are a few more interesting topics. They're starting talking on LinkedIn. It's like outbound through lead magnets. Here's how it works. So, for example, you have something super insightful or super cool. For example, you have a list of, I don't know, maybe 50 really cool cold email templates. So what you can do here, you can write a viral LinkedIn post on LinkedIn. Then you can just push these clicks to your website, and then you can just use a form to capture this demand, and then you can just start your cold outreach instead of reaching out through like a generic cold outreach. Also, here's how it works with lead magnets. You can, and typically we also do this in our cold outreach steps. For example, step number 3 or step number 5, we just share something useful. For example, like guide on AI-powered cold outreach, or a list of 100 cold email templates, or something like that. And then we use just these free services, really useful and insightful content, just for building trust, rather than having every step focused on booking demos or scheduling call. And yeah, and when it comes to Warm Outbound, here's a use case. We have a reply, Olivia.
Yeah, I love it so much because when we started this this experiment, I can say so, no one actually, like a few people believed that it will work out that much. So for those of you who probably know, and for those who don't, we have a TikTok for Reply Your founder, Oleg. And you can see the numbers. Oleg has 200, almost more than that, 1,000 followers on TikTok. We didn't spend $1 for advertising, so it basically was obtained via just viral videos and those followers. And even more cool fact about this project is that Oleg didn't spend a minute on actually creating those videos. Those videos are done with AI avatars of Oleg, my avatar, George, our partnership director. And yeah, I think that's like three of us working on this channel, like our avatars working there. So, and here is like a little brief process that we follow to create those videos and to grow followers for Oleg's channel. Step number 1, content idea. It's Claude project. So basically we have ideas for what videos we want to create. And then we create, with AI, of course, we create a script for those videos. Again, the overall idea for the channel is to, hey, this is what's new in reply, or how to start using AI tools, which tools to try. So basically for those people who want to try AI tools. Then step number 2, we have AI voice generation. We use 11 Labs for that. Step number 3, AI video generation. HeyGen, so far the best AI avatars on the market. And step number 4, video editing. Another cool fact that to grow this channel that much, we only have 3 people, basically like 2 social media marketers that are doing those scripts and generating video ideas, and 1 video editor who is putting all this together. Next slide. So, and as you've seen, there is a link in bio, reply.io/Jason AI, Jason AI, that Jason AI SDR that we are launching today on Product Hunt. Please, basically, by the way, support us on Product Hunt. I shared the link in the chat. But this is an example that one of videos, basically, it generated, it got 1.1 million views. And you see, this is a screenshot from our Google Analytics that generated a spike in the traffic. And as a result, there was a spike in demos that we got from this video. But the point is how we can use that in Warm Outbound. So basically, using the tools like Persona or B2B, when we get the traffic on the website, we can identify the companies and people who actually landed on the website on a specific landing page. And from there, we can start warm outreach, warm outbound.
Yes, it will work with US only like prospects. Typically, you will use the well-known product here is our B2B. We have a direct native integration with them. So typically how it works. And they will just send you a list of accounts, prospects and accounts who visited this specific landing page. And then you can just have a targeted call outreach. So that's what we are trying to implement here at Reply nowadays. So when we create a viral like TikTok video, then we have a huge spike on website traffic. We can identify, I guess, maybe 5-10% of prospects on this landing page, and then we'll just push them to a sequence right away. So that's warm outbound tactic you can try to implement. So again, it will be super cool if you have a marketing team. So you as an SDR or salespeople or VP of business development, sales leader, you can team up with your marketing teams. You can create something like lead magnets, free services, like personal brands of your founder, CEO, chief marketing officer, and so on. And then like push traffic to your website, then identify website visitors, because probably they already have some kind of interest, awareness, consideration, and that's how you can capture more positive responses because of this approach. Because you don't have to focus on prospects who probably aren't even in the like consideration stage, for example. Okay, so that's warm outbound. So quick question for you. Do you want us to host a webinar on how we grew our TikTok account to over 250K almost followers in just 1 year? Yes or no? Just let us know. And yes, no, and we will like share our blueprint step-by-step guide. So maybe it will be useful for your team next year.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, sounds like yes. Okay, cool. We will. Thanks. Hey, Marco. Thanks, everyone. Polina, cool. So we will try to like create a step-by-step guide on how you can try to replicate our success here at Reply. Cool. Let's proceed. Number 5 is generative AI. Also, it started almost 2 years ago when ChatGPT like entered a storm this B2B space, even B2C space, and everyone started doing different things with ChatGPT or Claude nowadays. I particularly I'm not sure if it's like a right feeling, but I do love chatting with Claude, for example, and ask some type of different questions, typically I can answer those things other people, or maybe it's going to be word to ask them, but yeah, you can chat with Claude about different topics, and that's interesting. But again, nonetheless, when it comes to generative AI in sales, there are a bunch of trends we currently can identify. Number one, it's AI prospecting with tools like Clay, Persona, Databar, Baseloop, and so on. So what you can do here, you can automate your lead gen, list building tactics. So for example, you can be creative here. You can ask different questions, use those questions as prompts, plus some kind of instructions, and you can grab unique data points and data sets you can't find elsewhere at scale. So for example, you can ask ChatGPT or Claude using Clay, for example, or Persona, for example, does this company have an integration with Salesforce? Does this company have like a pricing page? What's their pricing tiers and so on? Typically, like 5 years ago, some teams will outsource those type of manual, high consuming tasks to other lead gen specialists, or maybe to Upwork freelancers, and typically it will take time. But nowadays you can just have one prompt, one AI research agent, and then that's it. You have unique data points you can use in your cold outreach. The same with AI account research. They will just pull lots of data points from different sources, and then they will create a report for an account executive based on, for example, including things like their pain points, like a bunch of those things. We will discuss this later. Also, generative AI now makes it easier to create AI personalized videos at scale. We haven't implemented this tactic yet, but we do have a native integration with SendSpark. So it's a pretty cool product for AI personalized videos at scale for sales team. The same with HeyGen. Now we can see that AI sales training is getting easier, like AI training, AI sales coaching is getting easier, because why? We'll discuss this later. And of course, AI email assistants, like with tools like Lavender, you can just write better emails based on like huge data sets. Bonus content here, how to write cool cold email templates with AI and ChatGPT. Also, comment yes or no whether you want to see this workflow right now, or we can skip it. So type yes, no, because typically we spend lots of time showing this workflow, but I can show it today again. Okay, sounds like lots of yes. Olivia, I have to show this. Cool. So how to write cold emails with ChatGPT or Claude nowadays? So I have been playing around like a lot with ChatGPT and Claude nowadays. By the way, I can almost definitely say that Claude is kind of better in creating cold email templates and copywriting. So it's up to you. You can try both. But what I've noticed, Claude is kind of better in these type of tasks. But let's see what is my workflow here. We will share everything with you. I will share this prompt with you in the end of this webinar, but here's a strategy for me. So what you can do here, you can go to ChatGPT, then you can explore GPT's find cold email generator. Then you will find replies custom GPT. So we trained it on best cold email templates out there, best cold email frameworks, plus lots of great guides on copywriting, best practices, stuff like that. And then you can just start a chat. And then you can copy and paste this prompt for your I would say, cold email generation task, and then just slightly adjust it if needed. Also, how it works, here's how it works. You have, I sell company, then based on best practices in my knowledge and on what makes cold emails unique, and based on my information about my product company, we will write a cold email template for title VP of sales, industry, company headcount. What I've noticed so far that you have to, again, we discuss this micro campaigns. So the same with cold email copywriting. I will suggest you to focus on like one specific audience, then specify a reason for outreach. It could be just an idea. For example, here's my idea. Noted that the VP of sales recently joined a new company less than 90 days ago. They're a small company. Probably they have maybe 1 or 2 account executives in their team. Now, bunch of instructions in terms of cold email lengths, and then some information about our product, pain points we solve, my value proposition, my proof points, plus some kind of case studies and CTAs. And then a final part here is we identified top 15 cold email factors that will make your cold email really great. And then we have a bunch of description for these factors. And then you can just click enter at it, and then we will start creating cold email templates. And the point here, you can also play around with these like cold email success factors, because you can't implement all of them in one email at once. So for example, and then you can say, hey, write me cold email relying on factors number 4, number 6, for example, if you like humor or maybe creative analogies, maybe some kind of napkin mass calculations and so on. And then you can just say, hey, write based on factors number 6, 8, and 9. And then you will have, every time you will have unique templates, and then you can just find something that will resonate with you, with your audience, and maybe even your copywriting style. So that's how it works. We will share the prompt, a step-by-step guide. Hope you will enjoy this tactic, strategy, workflow, I would say, because I implement this tactic for writing my own cold email templates as well. And then the best part here, what you can also do, you can add some kind of information about your prospect. For example, their LinkedIn bio, their about me section, plus maybe their previous experience, plus some like news about their company. And if you add even this information to this prompt, you can generate unique emails for every single prospect in your account list or something like that. So that's a workflow when it comes to creating great cold email templates, in my opinion, of course.
Great question from my side. So this information about the specific prospect, how are you putting it together? Like, what tools are you using to get it?
I use Perplexity for that. Again, as that's what I mentioned, and we will discuss it later on the next slides. So you can use Perplexity for finding something like unique about your account, or maybe even prospect, or you can use Clay if you have to, or Persona if you have to like find maybe 100 unique news about 100 contacts, for example, accounts. But if you're focused on maybe, let's say, 10 accounts per day, you can do it with Perplexity. For example, give me a list of like top 10 and recent news about, let's say, I don't know, let's try airtable.com, like news, announcements, and then you can adjust it based on your workflow. Maybe you need something like investor updates, maybe their revenue report, financial data, integration, landing pages, and then Perplexity will just execute your kind of, I would say, tailored search result based on your input, on your search phrase, search query. So Perplexity or ChatGPT web search is also an option. So you need to just search the web and that's it. But Clay, Persona are the best options here for high volume tactics like these. Okay, let's proceed to the webinar. Olivia.
Okay, so trend number 6, AI agents economy. And so basically this is what started to happen in 2024, where we have, Vlad, can you please zoom in this picture? Yeah. So where we see that almost every role right now has some AI agent example. Like in this table, you can see like some horizontal products like CRMs or like calendar tools, whatever there is, some vertical tools and some consumer tools. And here you see that each of them, every leader in a specific niche has AI examples. And that's the trend that we expect, and like not just we, but like everyone expects to strengthen in 2025, which is called the agents economy. Like again, on this slide, you can see categories like CRMs, outbound, website, call centers, so on and so forth. Leaders there. Then there was this another stage like AI-powered, like copilots or something, that tools that have AI components in them that allows you to, optimize something, that provides you some advice or insights what to improve. And AI agents is sort of like the newest stage in all this evolution process. And again, for every category, there is an agent example. So we expect that trend to strengthen. Also, I mean, probably everyone has seen this news from McKinsey and their research that 12 million workers in the US will need to change occupations by the end of 2030 due to automation and artificial intelligence. And specifically, that definitely makes us worry a lot. But, well, AI is something that it changes everything, like every field that is available on the market, especially when it comes to go-to-market roles like marketing and sales, and like specifically, I'm tailoring this to all of us here in this webinar. But we also see that this will be an evolution. AI will change something that we do, but it will also create sort of new roles, like new specializations, or something that will help us to like still be there, but adapt to the changes.
Okay, I'm trying to reply back in the chat. Okay, and I will reply back later. Okay, and now when it comes to AI agents, I think we will have a bunch of AI agents in the future for every role in the organization, and then we will they will, in my opinion, work just as co-pilots. Maybe they will be focused on less important tasks, or tasks we like in a relatively haven't had time ever to check them. For example, website optimization, or maybe copywriting optimization, and so on. And when it comes to AI sales agents and AI SDR agents, I just created these examples of AI agents in B2B sales. So currently I can see a bunch of categories and they're all of these, by the way, are startups. They are starting to figure out their product market fit, how they can connect to your sales workflows, how they can make SDRs and account executives job easier. So for example, number one, it's AI research. Again, Perplexity. There, I would say web search agent. Then we have AI account research with a tool called Tom. Then we have prospecting intelligence. It's rocks. What they do, they can analyze accounts, pain points, like strengths, weaknesses, what they need to focus their like news, updates, all those kind of information. Then they can build a report for an account executive, just a one page or maybe a little bit longer, with everything you need to like dive into this account and close them as a customer. So prospect intelligence, list building with Creation AI. In the future, I definitely can see a future where I, as an operator, will go to an like AI list building agent and say, hey, today I need a list of maybe 100 accounts who are using that are using Salesforce as their CRM. They recently raised a Series A round. They have no maybe a sales team, and then you can ask AI agents to do those researches for you. And then in the end of this process, you have just a list of accounts, and you don't have to manually research all those accounts. But currently, it's just an earlier stage of this process. Then we have inbound AI SDRs. They can kind of and answer questions on your website. They can qualify leads, and then they just push prospects to your SDRs. Again, we have outbound AI SDRs with tools like JSON AI. It's a Reply's product. AI phone calling, the same with inbound AI SDR, revenue intelligence, AI agents builders, and workflow automations. Typically, those are Zapier-like alternatives for AI first landscape. They can analyze your cold email, your emails. They can sort them. They can like label them based on inquiry, for example, sales, billing, support, and then you can just route your responses to right agents or right team members in your org. So those trends I currently definitely can see in AI agents in B2B sales space. Olivia.
Yep, thank you. And speaking about agents, specifically in sales and sales development, we can't help mention JSON AI SDR that we have at Reply. And what is the most like the recent updates that we have with JSON, which actually made this 2.0 addition to its title, is basically this batch of things. For instance, the JSON AI SDR is now able to work with, like to source contacts from 1 billion database, which actually not a database, but a live data that is collected, put together, pulled together by request when this sequence is created by JSON. It works with multi-channel engagement, so basically it can create a multi-channel sequence based on email, phone, and LinkedIn. It does AI research, so basically this is the feature that Vlad was talking about, like a very important component of AI investigation. Like for instance, LinkedIn activity, company LinkedIn page and what the recent updates on this page, company website, and actually web search on a specific person. Personalization, this is something that we also was mentioning quite a lot during this webinar today, because relevance and personalization are very critical things when it comes to cold outreach. So basically, JSON allows to track hiring intent and technographic data, meaning, hey, what my prospect is using in terms of the technology. And it can create, and based on AI research and this intent data, it can create a really high value, really customized personalization messages. It has evergreen mode. So again, the trend that Vlad was covering today, basically this is about turning on the sequence, and JSON will proceed pulling lookalike contacts to the sequence just to keep it going and going, to keep generating the outcome. And so on and so forth, like intelligent lead generation, additional context, because we added much more fields where you can put your input data, like what is the offering, what is the audience, what type of tone would you like to use, what email, like what CTAs you want to use, what there should be highlighted in the email, and so on and so forth. So basically, it all is already there. Vlad.
Thanks, Olivia. Probably we have no time for a JSON AI demo today, unfortunately.
We can do it as a recording and probably send it.
Right. Yeah, what we can do here, what I will suggest you to do, number one, is go to reply your request demo page. Let me show you. Apply your request demo. And number one, you can schedule one-on-one demo with our sales team. Or alternatively, feel free to click this button, reply group demo, register for webinar. And tomorrow probably I will just like show AI SDR group demo on this like webinar event tomorrow. So feel free to do this if you really want. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow there. Because yeah, we wanted you to show this JSON AI product demo, but sounds like we have to wrap up. All right, and trend number 8. Currently, I can say it's like AI sales training. In my opinion, previously it was super hard to like educate your salespeople on your SDRs and account executives. Now with AI, it's getting easier, and especially with tools like Attention, Nooks, Hyperbound, Trellis, or what you can do, you can actually replicate the success of your top 10, maybe top 5% of your SDRs account executives, and then you can just like build a mock calls, a training calls with AI agents, AI avatars, AI bots, whatever you prefer, based on real like live conversations with your prospects, demos, cold calls, and so on. By the way, you can also use ChatGPT for that. What you can do here, you can upload an information about your ideal prospect, information about your company, and then ask ChatGPT like to act as a lead, and then a goal is to book a meeting here. And then you can say, hey, be less aggressive, more aggressive, and so on. And then you can like have this role playing with AI bots. And for me, it's super cool because in my opinion, it was hard to like have this company-wide training for everyone, every week, every month. Now it's getting easier. All right, as always, bonus content. Let me share the link to the presentation in the chat. Okay, I will give me a second. I will share the link. Just give me a second. So you can check all links, all useful resources, everything we cover today on your own pace. And then let's get back to the slides. As always, everything here, discounts, slides, list of trends with more details, triggers, how to write cold emails, prompts, course, connect with us on LinkedIn. Also, okay, there is again holiday offer. Let me change the slide right away. So currently we are running holiday offer for like 10% on monthly plans and 30% off on annual plans. So feel free to visit this landing page, reply/holiday offer, and enjoy your discount this month. As always, let's stay in touch. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Super happy to stay connected there. And I guess, as always, thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really hot. Thank you, guys.
Hope you enjoyed the presentation. See you around next year. We will have way more cool webinars. Take care.
Take care. Bye.